And on the show tonight, we have Georgia Koo. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Really good, thank you. Congrats on A Little More Lost. We're loving it. You must be pleased with the reaction, right?
I am. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's crazy.
I'm not sure how many people know this, but as like a brief introduction, for a number of years now, you've been writing some of their favourite tunes for the likes of Dua Lipa, Rita Ora. You've appeared on songs with Steve Aoki, Skrillex, Sam Felt. I mean, how does it feel having a song you've written and sung being played everywhere versus something you've written but someone else is performing? What's that feeling like?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a really cool feeling. It is really cool to know that that's like my voice because being behind the scenes on stuff, people just obviously have no idea. And that's kind of what you sign up for, being a songwriter. But yeah, to finally have your name on it and people kind of know you and connect to you as a person is really special.
Was A Little More Lost a song you purposely sat down and wrote for yourself, or was it something that initially you were thinking of passing over to somebody else? How did that all come around?
Sometimes when I get in the studio, I don't really like to put the pressure on myself of when I go in, I'm like, this is for me. So I kind of just write the songs from whether it's my own experience or whoever I'm with, and we can pull from it. But this definitely, I didn't go in saying I'm gonna write this for me, but I went in, I totally wrote it from my own experience. And I was very, very inspired during that time that I wrote it. So it came very, very naturally, and I just felt like I was telling my own story.
For some people who don't know out there and are sort of wondering a bit more about the story behind the song, tell us a little bit more about that experience. What gave you the backbone, the power for creating this such huge anthem, I suppose we can call it?
I had just left LA. I was living in LA for 6 years. It was mid-pandemic. Was going through a lot of personal stuff, a breakup, and I just felt lost. Like I
Mhm.
genuinely felt lost, and I felt like I needed to find myself again. And I left LA. I knew that Sweden was the only place that was open. And I was just desperate to get in the room with people and collaborate because no one was doing that in LA, obviously, because it was locked down. And I have some great friends there, so I just flew there and I got in the room with um these guys called Michelle Zitron and John Martin. They actually wrote Don't You Worry Child, which is funny because this song actually didn't start with the Avicii vibe. It literally started as a
Ah.
ballad, like very, very stripped back. So the fact that it ended up being that way was crazy because it was very stripped. Yeah, I was just sitting there like the lyrics and the melodies just came very, very easy out of me because I was very inspired and I felt like it was just my story about LA and the ups and downs of the industry and going for a dream, fighting for a dream and a goal, but also it not being all great all the time.
Because obviously
And that was it really.
you mentioned there about Sweden, right? You are so well travelled, Georgia Koo, aren't you? Like really nicely well travelled. Like I was looking through your Instagram the other day. Obviously, you spend time in the UK, LA. You mentioned there about Sweden. I saw that over
Mhm.
Christmas and towards the New Year, you was in Dubai. You've recently been in Iceland. You love getting
I
away, don't you?
know.
You love
I
travelling.
do. I know. You know what? I think because I lived in LA for so long, don't get me wrong, I did travel a lot when I lived in LA,
Uh huh.
but I feel like because the weather's so nice here all the time, you kind of don't go and make new memories and travel. Whereas in England, in sunny old England, you want to chase that sun. So I do anything I can to be like, where can I go to get some sun? Because it just makes me happy. And I also feel more inspired. And I think as a creative, you need that time
Yeah.
to find that balance between work and play. And I've spent so many years just like grafting in the US. I felt like when I moved to London, I just wanted to live my life a bit more. And I think that's a big aspect of coming out of being lost and finding yourself is just like get doing what you love and finding what you love again. And traveling for me is a big part of that. So yeah, I definitely love traveling. I think the world is too big not to. There's just too many things to explore.
And I think that's what's great about following you on social media right now is we can clearly see your three loves: music, fitness, and traveling. And I want to come back
Yeah.
to a couple of those elements shortly. I saw on TikTok the other day, Georgia, you must have loved this, Tate McRae singing along to it, doing a
Yeah.
cover. How did you first hear about that?
This was a while ago. This was my song "So Close" that she covered a
Hmm.
while ago. And I actually worked with her a couple years back, and I remember her coming into the session, and she was like, "Did you do that song So Close?" She was like, "I love it. It's my favorite song." Bless her. She's so sweet. So yeah, when she did the cover, I was like, "That's so cute." So yeah, I just thought she's covered mine. I'll cover one of hers.
And if you could pick one artist right now that you're absolutely loving to jump on TikTok, do a collaboration with you, their version of A Little More Lost, who would it be? Who would you want to hear put their vocal to your song?
Oh my gosh. Wow. I don't know. I feel like I would choose someone like country. I would choose like Jelly
Oh,
Roll or like I don't know, Teddy
okay.
Swims or someone.
Oh,
Like I
okay.
always like hearing like a male version. Like whenever people ask me to cover songs, I would always think to cover a male song just because you always want to hear it a little bit different.
Teddy Swims, his voice.
Yeah, I know. He's so sweet.
Incredible. Is he one artist that right now, if you could pick from, you'd love to do a song with him?
Yeah, I'm trying. I actually was trying to. I've been in touch with his team while I've been in LA, because I would love to. Because I mean, mainly I'm a songwriter as well. So even when I get in with these artists, it's like to work with them and collaborate, whether it's with me on it or not, just to write with them. So I'm trying. I'm trying to get that session while I'm here. I don't know if he's here right now. I think I just missed him in London, but yeah, that would be amazing. He's brilliant.
Oh, come on, Teddy Swims. Pick up the phone. We need to hear it. Come
Yeah.
on.
This is the hit list.
KMFM.
KMFM.
So you mentioned earlier on, Georgia, about sort of the song unexpectedly turning into like this bigger dance anthem. A Little More Lost was sort of slightly ballady to start off with. I was just wondering, because we've seen artists like Becky Hill really become the female voice of dance music. And I think looking through your collabs and your songwriting, you do a lot in the dance music scene. Is that a genre that you're extremely in love with? Is it a genre that you want to do more in?
Do you want my honest answer?
Go on. Yeah, I do. I want the
It's
honesty.
it's definitely something that I fell in like into. I mean, I was signed to Skrillex a long time
Hmm.
ago, when I first came out here, so I was definitely more in the dance like vibe, the dance zone. I then wrote Scared to Be Lonely, which kind of put me more in the dance lane. But ultimately when I write these songs, I'm just writing like songs and storytelling and writing a song. And if a DJ takes them, then they can take them and make them into this big production. But honestly, like I love country music. I even love like R&B stuff. That's kind of what I came up in. I was writing a lot of R&B rhythmic music when I moved out to LA. I love like rock and just like alternative music.
Listening to you there, it could be that. Have you thought about life after A Little More Lost? Do you think you might be maybe stripping things back a little bit more, maybe going down a different direction? Is there any thoughts yet to where you go next?
Oh, there's so many thoughts.
Come on, let's
So
talk
many
about it.
thoughts.
Let's have a chat about it. Where are we going next, Georgia Koo? What do we want
Ah,
to do next?
I actually have no, I don't know yet. I haven't decided. I'm still I also don't want to, when you have a song that goes off and people love, like you also don't want to just pivot and do something completely different because you have them. And I don't want to confuse people. So part of me wants to keep going down that lane. I mean, country's doing so well right now
Hmm.
and people are really loving that. So maybe it is a little bit, maybe it's country, that kind of vibe, but a little bit more stripped back, less dancey. I'm not sure, but like I said, I have so many songs and will continue to write songs that are different. So it does make it harder deciding because the choice is just there's so many different genres.
Yeah.
Um
Is it Lana
yeah,
Del
there's
Rey
so
who's
many.
just announced a country album? I think she said, "I'm doing a comeback, but it's going to be a full-on country album." So you're right there. It's
Ah,
it's taking
yeah.
off. There's a lot of
I
interest.
mean, Diplo did it too. He did
Uh-huh.
like a country one. Like, yeah, everyone's doing that right now. I mean, Jelly Roll just won a Grammy
Yeah.
and or was nominated for a Grammy, and he's in that country lane as well. So it's really cool to be able, I mean, there's such an evolution with music too. Like you can start with something stripped back and it can become something bigger or more dancey, or I think even putting two genres together is really cool as well. And
Hmm.
that's very much done these days and also was done very much with A Little More Lost. But um yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, and Avicii back in the day had that country dance album, didn't he? I mean, ultimately, there's so many different avenues you can take your music, and that's probably the excitement for you right now. Where do you go next? But the one thing that I did notice, and the one thing that you have got to keep doing, Georgia Koo, is the realness on Instagram and TikTok. I mentioned this earlier on. I love it. Like, you can really see what you love, music, but especially your fitness. Now, I gave your ab blast a go, right? And I'm a larger guy, okay? Yeah, I did. Because I'm one of these people that when I reach a certain point that I know I've got to start exercising again, I don't want to do it in public. I have to do it in my own home. So I have a look at home workouts. So I thought, do you know what? Seeing as I've got an interview with Georgia Koo coming up, I will do it. Now, I'm not going to lie, my stomach is in absolute agony today. But can you explain to me why the threading the needle exercise is so hard? I couldn't do it.
I know. That's why I gave it 15 seconds on each side, because I was like, okay, let's just be nice. And recording that, you know how hard it was? Because I was like, and I had cameras all on me, and I was thinking, if you mess up, Georgia, or if you start like getting out of breath, like that is not going to look good. Yeah. So I was in pain. I was in pain too. So I feel you.
Yeah,
I'm so glad you did it. That's so cool.
I think with this, Georgia, we might have missed an opportunity. Now, a little more lost. You could have done a workout video version to it, and I think it would have popped off. But seeing as you're on with me now, and I'm just mentioning the idea, I don't think you need to worry about that. I've done one of your workouts, so I'm a professional. So I'll take care of this for you whilst you promote the song, okay? I'll sort that out. But what we need is the workouts that we want to put in. It would be like the 2024 Eric Prydz Call on Me music video when I'm in it. So I think this will pop off. Yeah, you can see it, right? So I think, first of all, let me just quickly make some notes here. Right, we need a few workouts that need to sort of like warm us up. So a couple of... What would you usually do in a little warm-up?
I would do like plank walkouts.
Right, okay.
So you stand up and then you walk out into a plank and then you walk back and stand up.
And I'll take just
one. Give you a nice little stretch.
One or two of those, I'll take it. Just a couple. Like.
And then you want to do like it's called the world's greatest.
What about something that's going to be more crunching, something that's a bit more burning for the middle part of the workout that we'll then do twice maybe to sort of push it through and spend a bit longer on it?
Maybe just with your legs raised, you just do toe touches.
Oh, toe touches, yes. I used to do those at football. We can do that. Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we throw in?
I mean, if you or you hold a plank.
Okay, hold a plank. We can do that. We can hold a plank for 30 seconds. That's fine. We can have a go at that. And then should we throw in a couple of threading the needles as well? I've seen as we've been talking about it. And then let's do a couple of warm downs. What can we do as a little warm down? Do we just do a bit of walking on the spot and then stretch it out? Oh, you want to challenge me here? I can hear it. You're thinking about this.
I'm trying to throw a few burpees in there.
Oh, burpees! Oh, do you know what we used to do? We used to do squat thrust burpees. Oh, they're horrible.
Yeah.
Oh no, what have I got myself into? And then what? Any more?
Since you're already on your back doing your toe touches, do like your leg raises. So you touch the floor and then you do your leg.
Right, cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to do these workouts and we're going to make it as a music video for your single A Little More Lost. I think I've got this.
I hope you're going to dress like they do in the Eric Prydz one.
To be honest, I think I'll be half that and half James Corden doing the Red Nose Day thing as Smithy with the Manchester United team, to be quite honest with you. So we'll be somewhere in between.
Nice.
There's a visual. Look, we are loving your new single. We can't wait to hear more from you, Georgia. Thank you for jumping in and having a bit of fun with that. We'll get the video over to you, of course, and we'll put it out on socials as well. But for now, I suppose what's next for you? Spending some time in LA? Have you got some more songwriting to do? Are you getting back in the studio? What is next for you?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of both. So when I'm here, I'm doing some stuff with some other artists, and also, I think I do want to, while I'm here, focus on some stuff for myself as well, whether it's the next single or what, but it's something that I definitely need to start thinking about, because if I have the next single or not, I haven't written it yet. It may be in a folder somewhere, but I haven't written it. So I should probably start thinking about that. But yeah, it's been a very, very busy week of Grammy stuff, because it was obviously the Grammys at the weekend. So that took up most of my week. So now it's just focused being in the studio. So yeah, just working and then back to sunny London.
Where it is anything but sunny, let me tell you. It's very windy right now. Georgia Koo, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate it.